So this piece is Seahorses of Manly by VIOLA DOMINELLO, and we particularly like the seahorses as they are local, popular and well known for inhabiting Manly Cove, and the printing's really beautiful.
Viola is a very well-known painter in her own right, and this short concertinaed book featuring the seahorses on one side and their habitat on the other side really appealed to us for the painterly quality and also the local connection, as Ben mentioned.
The next piece is by Karen NEAL. It's called Australian Magpie. The lino cuts, just the black and white one colour looks really fabulous, and yeah, its presentation is just beautiful, really stands out.
When we were standing in front of the work, we discussed the Penguin Bloom story with Sam Bloom from Newport, and how I think the ubiquitous magpie has really captured the hearts of so many people. And this again, this piece by Karen is a very personal narration really of her close observations of the behaviour of the bird and the personality of the magpie.
This next one's by Kat Parker. It's The Tragic Tale of the Bramble K Melomys. This is a sad and beautiful bit of work all in one go. It chronicling the Bramble K Melomys, a small rodent marsupial creature that has gone extinct in 2009 and is sadly documented as the first mammalian extinction directly attributed to human-induced climate change. The way that this is printed, where the book is circular once it's opened out, and it gets lighter and lighter with each print of the Melomy until it's finally gone. So it's just really nicely executed and fantastic piece of work.
This next book is by ROSLYN KEAN, called Crossings, and it's a large standing concertinaed book mainly made up of 2 hand-printed wood blocks, and which has been cut, and you see one image from one side and one from the other, and it celebrates the 90 years of Sydney Harbour Bridge in 2022.
Yeah, again, I love the printing on this piece. The wood block looks really great, especially the bridge section of it, and I think just to be in the collection of Northern Beaches Council and have a theme of the Harbour Bridge is quite important, because everyone on the Northern Beaches crosses the bridge at some time. Okay, this next piece is called Exquisite Causes. It's by Glenda Orr and Kathy Boyle. This is a really great piece, really nice printing. It's a triptych flip book, which is kind of a mix and match thing that you can flip the pages around, and particularly like this one, it's very topical, political. A lot of it is drawn from online media images and things, really well put together, looks really great and just very, very of the time.
We believe this is an international collaboration between an Australian and New Zealand artist, and some of the individuals and leaders depicted in this figurative work are drawn from those countries, and really it cleverly reflects upon our shared lived experience in this tumultuous post-pandemic world.
This next piece is by Laura Castell. It's called We All. Really beautiful lino prints again. One colour just looks fantastic, and I also love the use of letraset. But I also love it's talking about emotion across sort of boundaries with all of us, and the prints and the characters in the prints real fire stereotypes and ethnic stereotypes, showcase that all people are one sort of thing. So it's a really great piece.
When you look at this work, concertinaed book, from one angle, It has the title We All, and then the subheadings are fear, love, treasure, hope, and it really speaks to our shared humanity, and I suppose, and what Ben was saying, and that race, religion or cultural inheritance we each have is part of us all. And so the faces you see in this figurative work are abstracted in the hope that the viewer can go beyond the specifics of one person or face, the artist says, and see themselves in each of them.
This next piece is by Margaret Manchee. It's called The Wheel. It's again a really beautiful sort of intricate piece on really nice paper with lithograph and etchings. I love the sort of heritage of this one, the Chinese and Indonesian heritage, and the artist speaks of her Buddhist grandmother passing away and the family chanting the sutra for 8 hours, which I think is really, really beautiful actually. Yeah, it's just a really lovely, delicate piece.
The artist talks about her joy of working with that delicate kozo paper because it combines flexibility with strength, and that's characteristic of the fundamental yin and yang principle of Oriental philosophy. And I think when you do look at this work, it is imbued with a sensitivity, a sensibility, and you feel, after reading the statement, a connection to the artist and to her family.
The next piece is by FRAN IFOULD. It's called Homage to a New Dawn. It's a really beautiful big piece, the sort of entry to the exhibition. It's a lovely fan. There's a lot of technique in it, both in its construction and its printing. Really great woodblock prints and hand coloured with gouache. I just really love the way this is put together, the way it's sewn and the folds. It's a fantastic piece.
The influence of her art practice and it being based in environmental stewardship within the Australian landscape, and as you look at the colours and the lines and the decoration, the imagery, you will certainly feel that. And in fact, that's one of the strong themes that comes through this exhibition, is that sense of connection to the natural world and stewardship and an activism. And this work is a major piece in the show.
Okay, the next one's by Kim Herring. It's called Sky Dancers, and it's really beautiful prints of a couple black cockatoos. Real favourite of mine, this one. Really fragile paper, beautifully printed. Again, the black cockatoos are local to the area. I've seen them around North Head and back up in Seaforth.
From the artist's application, there are many ways that you can display this work, and we've chosen to display the yellowtail black cockatoos vertically, but you can also put it in a circular configuration. There's actually imagery on the back of the birds in flight. Really beautiful, delicate, smaller work amongst the collection.
Next piece is by Karen Florence. It's called COVID, or C-Ovid, and it references the classic poem from the 8th century by Ovid about the metamorphosis of the world in general. So it refers back to COVID in a really contemporary sort of manner. The collages she's created have been printed in a risograph, which is a digital screen printing sort of technique, which looks really fantastic, has some beautiful textures to it, and yeah, it's a great contemporary piece.
Yes, it certainly speaks to our times, and it's you'll notice it's alphabetical, like a dictionary in a way. It's an index to an imaginary book about our collective experiences over the past few years during the COVID-19 era.
This next one is called Lucy the Dragon, and it's by Jeff Gardner. I think this one's great because it starts out with Jeff telling his 12-year-old daughter a story when it just, the prints are really fantastic etchings. They got a beautiful look about them. It has a purpose as a children's book, but then you can see the sort of bespoke books they've created to complement that. It's just a great sort of personal story for the two of them, I think. It's a really good looking piece. This next piece is by Jude Hungerford. It's called Mindscape. Again, another really beautiful piece. Carbon, graphite, charcoal, pencil, monoprint, a lot of technique in it. The black and white is really stark. I love the quote, "In the absence of travel, my mind made its own escapes and scapes," so a play on words in the type there, and just a really fantastic looking piece that grabs you when you look at it across the room.